ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, and today I'm going to be covering Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, the movie from 2016. I'm rewatching this, of course, because we just had our season finale for Andor, so I'm catching up with the story. I thought it was a really cool transition to do a series after a movie, especially given that it was 10 years ago we got the film. So this is probably one of the longest projects Lucasfilm has been developing, probably one of the most costly as well, but it has a lot of message in it, guys, so definitely check it out. Going into the story for the movie, we start off a couple of years before the Battle of Yavin, with, of course, Krennic, played by Ben Mendelsohn, traveling to this planet to abduct Galen Erso, so that construction on the Death Star will continue. We see in the conflict, Death Trooper takes out his wife, and that leads Jen Erso to run and seek shelter in Alliance bunker, where she's then found by Saw Gerrera from the series Andor. So I think this fits in well with the timeline we have, a few years before the Death Star is fully constructed, because they do say it takes well over a decade before it's finished. So given that she lives with Saw for about 10 years, I'd say, it fills in that nice gap of the couple of episodes we've gotten of Andor. We can guess by around episode 6 or 7, right around then, I'd imagine Saw Gerrera picked up Jen Erso. And then, of course, we see Diego Luna as Cassian Andor go to pick her up from an Imperial prison asteroid, which I thought that was really cool. The visuals for Rogue One, guys, go back and rewatch it because they're way more stunning than I remember. So after Cassian picked up Jen Erso, they go to the Alliance, where they confirm that her father, Galen, is alive, still working for the Empire, and that in fact he's the head developer of their new super weapons division. So they are tasked with going to Edu to supposedly get her father for testifying in front of the Senate. But then we see the Alliance General, General Davin, come to Cassian and say, "Forget what you heard from Mon Mothma. Your orders are to kill Galen." And I thought that was very interesting. It gives a bit of a realness to the war behind the scenes, even though Mon Mothma was brought in to be the political voice and face of the rebellion, the resistance. They were still doing things kind of shadily, but of course to fight the Empire they had to. So going to Edu, they were going to take out her father, but then of course Jen tries to rescue him, which leads to the Alliance bombing the platform and her father unfortunately dying. Her having a tough conversation with Andor, because of course she knew that he was going to take out her father. But interesting stuff with Saw Gerrera on Jeddah, it being blown up, and us meeting new characters. We got to meet Donnie Yen's character, the Blind Jedi, and as well as a few more friends. The rogue Imperial pilot that was sent to Saw Gerrera's group also went along with them. I thought it was cool to see Jeddah get exploded. The planet kind of turned in on itself as they were escaping. Really nice use of the Death Star, just one engine shot. Going on to their battle at Scarif, the finale of the film. This was a really awesome cover of kind of the first attack on one of these Imperial stations, the ring above the planet. I thought was really cool, the way they had to destroy it to transmit the codes of the Death Star plan. And the fact that it was connected to the original trilogy I thought was really cool as well, with Carrie Fisher and, of course, Peter Cushing being digitally re-edited, brought back into the films. I thought that was really cool to see. Even though at the time some people had their gripes and complaints about it, I think it's just enhanced the story more. Also, given that we see the backstory between a lot of these characters, they didn't mean to be bad characters, but they had to do certain things to keep the alliance going. Either it was espionage or saboteurs or straight up assassins. We saw a small group rise to the occasion on Scarif and attack the base to get the plans, and eventually leading the entire alliance fleet to come to their aid. And then, of course, this is following into the original trilogy: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. But that was me covering Rogue One. I thought it was a fantastic watch. Really good story to cover, given that, you know, a lot of people are really upset with the franchise right now currently with their animation stuff, and the modern trilogy 7, 8, and 9, you know, didn't have a lot of follow through with the storyline, so people are looking for something to watch, and I think this is really giving the audience a good meal. If you guys don't like that terminology, whatever. But going into my book, Star Wars Heir to the Empire, guys, I've gotten all the way to chapter 18, and we see the group has split up a bit. Luke and Han and Lando are taking the Empire on a goose chase, trying to distract them, while Leia is currently on Kashyyyk with Chewbacca, and she's currently learning the customs of how they live on their planet. And Thrawn and this Dark Jedi, of course, are trying to capture Luke. He's currently trying to repair his X-Wing, stranded in space. So very interesting stuff going on in the book right now. I thought it was cool to cover all of this Star Wars stuff, given that we are getting some new content in the next few years with this Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming in 2026 and Ahsoka Season 2 coming out. I just want to get caught up on the books. But this will do it for my overall review for Rogue One, and a little bit of book knowledge. Be sure to like the video, comment down below on what your thoughts were. Have you guys watched the series and the movie again? If not, are you planning to? You guys can share the video if you like. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok for future updates, weekly content, all sorts of updates. Until next time, guys, I want to thank you for clicking on another one of my videos, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye-bye.